writing on a pad upstairs. Sorry, dude. Yes. Going to go with Mark and Gail, but apparently we might be.
Alright, do we want to...
I'm Gail.
Right,
what I'm going to do is, not to wrap me up, I'm going to turn my phone.
Okay.
This would be a good thing. When you go into I do a lot of work at Millbank.
Right, okay.
The studio's at Millbank, and it's always a big rush because you're always being rushed in and out. And my biggest fear in life is that I forget to turn.
Exactly, yeah.
I would just double check something.
Gail, just to check, you are Gail Cartmail, Assistant General Secretary, if you know? Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. If you could just... yeah, no, that's fine. I just wanted to make sure I got the right person. Sorry. Are we going with two guests or the one? Or?
Can we get the mic sorted?
Can we get some mics for our guests, please?
Okay. It's just not on. The blue light is not on.
How do you know it's on?
Right. Do you mind if I just mic you up?
Of course I don't. Where do you want to put it?
Let's have it here. Ooh. There we go.
Okay. And what we normally do this.
Oh, yes?
And we normally do that. Hold on. And normally...
Will, how long are we running for on this?
Oh, great.
Interview?
Yeah, there's no limit.
Okay.
Has anybody ever heard of a guy called Hugo Chavez?
Yes.
Who does a Sunday broadcasting programme to the people that goes on for very often 8 hours. So when you say there is no limit...
Yeah, what is our timescale on this?
What is our timescale?
Because we want to know how long, we need to know how long we're sort of...
10 minutes till 30:30.
Are we going to edit this, or are we going to run it in its entirety when we actually broadcast?
We will run it in its entirety. We run it to 10 minutes.
Who else are we interviewing? Who else do I need to make up?
Mark, yeah, Mark Wood.
What's your style? Is it kind of couch style?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I'll be hosting the discussion just over here.
Where's Mark?
And we'll just be asking you a few questions about today and the strikes and unions.
So what do you think about the strike?
That's a ventilation.
I know you're independent journalist.
Yeah, we have to sit on the fence a little bit.
I couldn't possibly comment.
Well, I think it's interesting it's come off the back of the Chancellor's statement yesterday, and that's put a difference and focus on it.
Do you think so?
I think it has. I think the unions have done very well to try and manage that because that was a managing exercise by the Chancellor to try and say we're all in it together. We just need to forget about all these disputes and so on. But I think the stuff I've heard from the unions so far has been pretty effective on trying to answer that back.
Waiting for Mark.
I mean, the interesting thing is that the government seems to be briefing everybody about women. Women are being affected. Women are being affected. Mothers are having to take a day off and all of that.
Well, except women.
So do you know where Mark is? Mark.
Mark
Wood.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
He went to the carpet.
Oh, right.
Well, but I mean, it's the union that's come back and they said this is the biggest.
Calling Comrade Wood.
So I think it's been good. It's been good. So it's been,
I think you're wanting to. They want to mic you up and put some makeup on you.
Do you mind?
Polish your head.
Hyperbole and spin. So, yeah,
Right.
so interesting.
it's good. I mean, it's great for the students because Normally what we do is broadcast.
Are you going to be wearing this
This
jacket?
No, I might as well, eh?
Yeah?
I will now.
Great, yeah.
You can take it off.
I'll take it off.
Yeah?
What are you doing with that? No, I'm not going to take it off.
Oh, you're not going to take it off. That's fine. So, okay. If you could just maybe see this in your pocket, or
Stick it in my pocket.
Absolutely. Go for it.
Oh, you want it inside? I don't,
Pop
there's
over.
a,
brilliant. Oh, that's perfect.
perfect.
Either seat's fine as long as it's not this one in the corner. Yeah,
used to
that's
this.
fine. Are you enjoying it?
Am I
Yeah,
following her?
massively. But this is quite a challenge
Am I-
because it's the first time we've done something live and sort of as this. Normally we do a 10-minute sort of live bulletin
Hello.
on Wednesday, but this is a sort of completely different thing.
Are you hooked up, girl?
I'm mic'd up, darling. Yeah. What you need to do is you need to help these guys out.
Yeah.
Make sure your wires aren't shut.
Okay.
Yeah. If you just tuck them under somewhere.
I'll fold them in there.
We don't so much mind about the clip because it can't really be helped, but
There you go.
yeah, that's fine.
I
Brilliant.
presume you don't want me to be sitting here sipping coffee, so I might have to put this away.
I'll just put that over there.
Got a few minutes yet. George, can you pass that
Is this
folder,
live,
please,
by the
mate?
way?
It will go out as live. This is a pre-recorded interview, but then it's
Pre-recorded,
part
so
of
if
the
we
live.
swear, you can go again.
I don't think we're going to be editing it, so
Oh, okay.
cheers. We're sort of going as a live, yeah.
He's only teasing.
This is our first of the day, so we're all a bit
Is it?
nervous at the moment, yeah. We're supposed to be kicking off at 12, the live broadcast, so
Brilliant.
not too long.
Mischievous.
Preparations coming to a head a little bit now, so.
Yeah, brilliant.
Is that a shot in either of the cameras?
Not on this one.
No, I mean,
Brilliant. Okay, everybody ready?
Have you done my level check?
shut the back door and make sure it's kept quiet.
Yeah, everyone will.
Everybody got their phones off?
Oh, that's the point. I haven't.
No.
I don't even know where it is now.
Because that is so annoying.
Sorry. I'll just make it silent.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter, you got your phone off, doll?
Am I linking back from someone?
You can hold it.
Or
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, everybody's
Is
ready?
that all this one? Yeah.
Actually, not having butchers because we need to. No, probably not. This
Have you done this before?
Right, okay, everybody ready? We are recording in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. QJ.
Thank you for joining me, and in the studio with me now is Gail Cartmail, the Assistant General Secretary of Unite, and Mark Wood, the United Conveyor at Southampton City Council. Now Gail, if we could just come to you first, what are you hoping to achieve from the strikes today?
Well, we need government to move away from their red lines. I'm a part of the negotiating team. I've been meeting government ministers since February, and I'm afraid there's been absolutely no give at all. They aren't talks that remotely resemble proper, meaningful negotiations. The 3% increase that's being proposed isn't going into public sector pensions, it isn't going into private sector pensions, it's going straight back to the Treasury, and all the changes combined mean that our members will have to work a lot longer for a lot less. And they just don't think that's fair. So we want government to sit around the table and properly negotiate. With 30 trade unions out today, from head teachers through to physiotherapists, we think we've got a chance to achieve that.
Gail, many are saying that unions are making a bad situation worse today and are aggravating the situation with the strikes and such on. How would you respond to this?
The government's policies so far have proven to be disastrous. We've got 1 million young people out of work. Women's unemployment is at a level not seen since 1988, and 400,000 children are forecast to fall into relative poverty during the lifetime of this Parliament. Their policies aren't working. Take a teaching assistant. her income has reduced by £1,806 over 2 years as a result of pay freezes, increased VAT, increased fuel and food costs. This isn't going to get Britain back on its feet. There is another alternative economic model.
Mark, if we can just quickly come to you there, some staggering stats from Gail. How can the government justify this?
Well, I think they're finding it increasingly difficult to do so. You heard George Osborne yesterday talking about the economic climate that we're in now. We're flatlining. There's no growth whatsoever. Unemployment is rising. Inflation is rising. And they're making more cuts to public services in order to try and turn that around, which is obviously, as Gail said, it's not working. So, you know, our members are out today to fight against the attacks that are against them.
Obviously, you mentioned Osborne there, Mark. Yesterday he announced a 1% freeze over the next few years for public sector workers on their pay. With the budget also going up around 5% inflation, that's actually a deficit.
Absolutely. And in Southampton in particular, our Conservative council has already cut our pay by 5% in the last year. So we've got a 2-year pay freeze. We've got future years where pay rises are capped at 1% if we get that. And in fact, the last 7 years within local government, we've had either a pay freeze or a lower than inflation pay increase. So our members are massively worse off than they have been for probably a decade.
Okay, how would you justify this, Mark? This idea that, you know, at the moment public sector workers are paying for a debt that's essentially not their own fault?
Well, I'm not going to justify it because it can't be justified. And it's not just public sector workers that are paying for it. It's ordinary working people up and down the land, whether they work in the private sector or the public sector, people that rely on public services, people that rely on the health service, people that rely on benefits to get by. Well, everyone's going to be affected by this adversely, whilst the rich and the well-off are just going to get richer and richer, and the gap's going to grow. So how can anyone justify that? I'm certainly not going to try to.
Okay, thank you very much. Finally, Mark, Gail, what's next from here for Unite?
Well, today is the first TUC Day of Action, as we've mentioned, 30 unions combined together. We intend to continue to talk to government to try and get a settlement. The talks are scheduled to end at the end of December. I think it's a highly unrealistic timeline. Government's getting more bullying in its tone and more threatening. So after today, we're going to meet again and we'll decide where we go from here. But our message to everybody is that, you know, we aren't all in this together, are we? Not really. Not when you've got a millionaire announcing the sorts of austerity measures, tax credit being cut or rather frozen, all of that nonsense. And Francis Maud, one of the negotiators, will retire on a pension of £43,000. Most of our members on strike today don't earn £43,000. It's really not fair, and we say enough is enough.
Gail Cartmel, Mark Wood, thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Great, brilliant. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, guys. Thanks, Mark. Thank you, Gail. You're brilliant. Thank you.
Okay, grab that and I'll get the rest of it out.
That's a great interview. Thank you so much. You're a celebrity now.
It's, you know, normally.
No, thank you.